Hey, Mr. Hayes, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic today. I appreciate you asking.
So this is your first year at Arapahoe. What has been the best part so far?
I think the best part so far, just the classes being, I was actually made full-time. I came here as a half-time teacher, so when they made me full-time, they gave me 3 days a week in the study center, so that was pretty awesome.
What made you decide to become a teacher?
I started doing some youth camps. I started coaching a soccer team actually in Fort Collins. So I kind of knew that I had a passion to work with kids, and teaching was always something that I always wanted to come back and do. Obviously being from Arapahoe, I had teachers like Hampshire that I was like, oh, this is a really cool opportunity as a career. So that was kind of what inspired me a little bit to come back.
Where is the coolest place that you've ever been?
The coolest place, I used to work on a cruise ship in the summertime as a teacher. It's really kind of a cool opportunity. I would work in like the kids' room of cruise ships. So we went all over. So I went to like the Baltic Sea, I went to like the Mediterranean. So probably Athens, Greece is my favorite.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I thought about this, just because this has been a burning passion of mine. A hot dog, if you think about it, hot dog is just a hot dog. If you're talking about a hot dog with a bun, you could consider something like that, but hot dog is just hot dog.
What is the best part about coaching soccer?
I think to see the growth, just like teaching physical education as well, I think to see the growth of the kids on a daily basis. So like you teach them a skill, or you teach them a tactic, and then you see it in the game. I think that's the biggest thrill. And obviously the growth over an entire season. You get to create these relationships with kids, which is cool.
Who is your favorite professional soccer team and why?
I'm gonna get a hard time for this from Conway probably, but Manchester United. I grew up in the 90s, 2000s, so that was when they were kind of hitting their peak. So David Beckham, that's my guy. Cristiano Ronaldo, those are my two players, number 7.
What habit do you have now that you wish you would have started much earlier?
Procrastination. When I hit college, my second time in college, so I have 2 undergraduate degrees. My first undergrad was in business. Second one is in teaching physical education. So when I got to kind of teaching physical education, it worked out really well that I would just kind of do my assignments ahead of time, and I just crushed my second degree. So I got a 4.0, which was awesome.
What was the last thing that you Googled?
Definitely something on my fantasy football roster. I'm trying to trade Mr. Lowe something in our fantasy league, and he won't budge. So fantasy football for sure.
What is the food that you crave most often?
My go-to birthday meal, I'll just tell you this one, it's chicken cordon bleu with cream corn. It's kind of a weird thing, but I got that when I was a kid. So chicken cordon bleu for sure.
So you went to Arapahoe as a student. How has the school changed since you've been here?
So I think the culture is still kind of the same. It breeds this idea of you want to come back and be a part of the community. It's this very, very community-minded aspect. They did a lot of the renovations when I was a senior here, so that's a little bit new. Like I didn't go to the study center, so that was something kind of new that I hadn't experienced. But I think kids have changed. It's really interesting to kind of see where I was a kid 15 years ago here versus the kids now. I think it's just the social media aspect is different. That's changed kind of the culture of kids as well.
If you could have told your high school self one thing, what would it be?
I just keep going for your dreams. It was one of those things that I was very passionate and very determined, but I kind of hit a roundabout way to get back here. I always knew I wanted to come back here, but it took me 6-7 years of teaching to kind of finally get back here. So always stay determined, follow your passion.
What always cheers you up when you think about it?
What always cheers me up when what?
When you just think about that thing.
Obviously I'm a big fan of sports, so anytime I'm down I kind of turn on sports, but my family, my wife.
Cats or dogs?
Dog person for sure, dogs.
What are you most excited about for this school year?
I think to get my first year under my belt at Arapahoe, I think obviously I'm teaching new kind of courses coming from middle school at Goddard, so teaching health, weights, rec games, it's kind of been different, but I've been really enjoying it, so just getting my first year under my belt.
And then our last question is, what advice would you have for an Arapahoe student?
Never give up. It's one of those things that the world is it's a cliche to say that, but the world is your oyster. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, pursue your passions to the best of your ability.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.